welcome back to 4Sides TV with me, Esma. On April 23, 2025, in the wake of the tragic terrorist attack in Pahalgaon, Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian government took decisive punitive actions against Pakistan. This attack, which left 26 people dead, mostly tourists, led to widespread condemnation and sorrow. In response to the cross-border terrorism, India has implemented a series of diplomatic and strategic measures, including suspending the Indus Water Treaty, shutting down the Attari border checkpost, and drastically reducing the staffing of high commissioners between the two countries. These actions have been presented a direct response to Pakistan's alleged support for terrorism. Here's a special report from 4Sides TV. The Cabinet Committee on Security, or CCS, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, met shortly after the attack to deliberate on the next course of action. The committee decided to implement several punitive measures against Pakistan aimed at sending a clear message regarding India's stance on cross-border terrorism. Suspension of the Indus Water Treaty 1960. The government announced that the Indus Water Treaty, a pivotal watershed agreement between India and Pakistan, would be held in abeyance. The treaty governs the share of the Indus River and its tributaries between the two nations. The move is a significant shift as the treaty has historically played a central role in managing water resources between the two countries. India's decision to suspend the treaty comes to response from Pakistan's continued support for terrorism. This suspension could also be a precursor to a complete repudiation of the treaty, according to the experts, if circumstances do not improve. The suspension grants India more leeway in managing the river system and could lead to operational changes, particularly in the management of reservoirs and flood control measures. Number 2. Closures of the Attari checkpost. In a significant diplomatic move, India decided to close the integrated checkpost at the Attari border, halting cross-border trade and travel through that route. This closure will remain effective until May 1, 2025. Pakistan nationals will no longer be allowed to travel to India under the SAARC visa exemption scheme, and any previously issued visas have been cancelled. These measures are designed to curb Pakistan's access to India and reinforce the message of India's resolve to take concrete actions against Pakistan's alleged role in fostering terrorism. Number 3. Reduction in High Commission staff. The Indian government also decided to reduce the strength of the Indian and Pakistani High Commissions, bringing down to the total number of diplomatic personnel from 55 to 30. This diplomatic reduction reflects India's frustration with Pakistan's handling of cross-border terrorism and serves as a symbolic step to isolate Pakistan on the global stage. Number 4. Implications on water resources and flood control. The suspension of the Indus Water Treaty could have far-reaching implications on water sharing, particularly for flood control measures. India, being the upper riparian country, now has the authority to take unilateral actions on water reservoirs and flood management. This could mean more freedom for India to build infrastructure on the western rivers, particularly on the Jhelum, and it could also involve halting the sharing of flood data with Pakistan, which has traditionally been an essential element of the treaty. Additionally, India may now undertake flood control measures without the obligation to consult Pakistan, something that was restricted under the treaty. Number 5. Diplomatic economic fallout. India's decision to take more strong actions against Pakistan is expected to heighten tensions in the region. Pakistan is heavily dependent on the waters from the Indus system for irrigation, particularly in the Punjab region. Any disruption in the water sharing arrangement could have severe economic consequences for Pakistan, especially in terms of agriculture and irrigation. The suspension of the treaty could also escalate geopolitical tensions, particularly in the context of the ongoing conflict between the two nations. The Indian government's actions follows the Pahalgaon terror attack represents a shift in the diplomatic and security landscape between India and Pakistan. By suspending the Indus Water Treaty and closing the Attari checkpost, India has made it clear that there will be significant consequences for Pakistan's support of cross-border terrorism. The reduction in diplomatic staff further underscores India's frustration and desire for stronger action against Pakistan. These measures are not only a response in the recent attack but also a broader strategy to pressure Pakistan into ceasing its support for terrorism and to signal India's commitment to safeguarding its national security. The long-term implications of these actions could reshape India-Pakistan relations, particularly in terms of water-sharing arrangements, economic ties and security concerns. That's all for today. Thanks for watching 4SiDES TV with me, Isma.